And welcome again to another exciting edition of the Chris Brecht State Farm Insurance Coaches Show. With me is Coach Rocco Dobran. Good to be with you.
Great to be here today.
Absolutely, and what a wonderful time it is to be head coach of the Conneaut Spartans last couple of weeks, huh?
Absolutely, it's been a lot of fun. You know, after we started the way we started, it's great to be 2-0 the last 2 weeks and kind of got a good roll going here.
You know, you've talked about it before, how proud you are of the guys that they really have been playing pretty good football. They haven't turned the ball over very much at all. But, to come back from what they've gone through, past few games at the beginning, they were just getting, beat by some very good, powerful football teams to where they've regained their footing and they're playing very good football now.
Yeah, I think they gained a lot of confidence the last couple of weeks, and our seniors pretty much lead our offensive line and defensive line. We got a lot of seniors in that group, and our two inside linebackers are seniors. So they're kind of stepping up their game, and you're seeing it with our rushing yards, and you're seeing it as far as stopping the run. And those are the basics of football. If you can run the ball well and stop the run, and our seniors have stepped up and led the way into that, and they're confident, and the younger guys are gaining their confidence. Like, hey, you know what? We're sophomores, and a couple of juniors in there, but a lot of sophomores. And hey, we can start playing with these big boys. If we can play with Mercier's Preps and we can play with the Root Sounds, even though they beat us up a little bit, we learned from those mistakes, and they're learning and they're doing well.
Right, and you're talking about Rootstown. They continue to play pretty well. They beat the Southeast Pirates last week, so they're playing some pretty good football against some good teams too.
Absolutely.
If we look, kind of recap a little bit with Corry, they had 17 seniors, a lot of leadership on that team too as well. But how would you go about how the game progressed from the kickoff?
Right out the gate, we had a stop 3 and out, which they had this formation that we practiced all week, and they ran it right out of the gate, and they were 3 and out, punted us, and they never got back into it. And it was kind of shocking. We spent a lot of time on it that they didn't get back into that certain that power set that they had.
Right.
But at the same time, we were glad because we seen them move the ball in that set over and over again. So it was nice to get them out of their game plan right out the gate. And then I think our first play, which was kind of weird, I actually called a counter to the right, and it somehow got called counter left, and it went for 60 for a touchdown. So I said, "Hey, Brandon, I don't get mad. I don't get mad if you call the wrong direction if it's a score, if it's a touchdown." So
it's a good mistake.
So it was a good mistake, but and then from there, it just kind of went on. Like I said, the offensive line had a great night, and Mikey Williams just did his thing and just is an unbelievable back right now.
Last 2 weeks, 610 yards for that guy. He's doing tremendously well. And you were talking about, too, the sophomores did extremely well, too, and you can see they're out there playing really hard. They really are. Seth Fedor was running with abandon out there. He's trying to really make something happen when he gets the ball.
Absolutely. He caught a screen pass, I think our second series or third series, but it was our second touchdown. Caught a screen pass, took it in for a touchdown. And then if you really watch him on defense, he is so undersized, but he plays, like he weighs 30 more pounds than he is. He's a quick little kid, but he's 5'7" and might weigh 135, 140 pounds, but he doesn't play like it. He's doing a good job on defense and just. He's all over the place.
Well, we talked about it, too. That was kind of a defining game, too, again, as it was with Titusville the week before. Both teams with Corry and Connie both starting to have some success, and I guess we figured out what happened with that, with Connie winning overall. But against Harbor Creek now, as we move ahead for this week, that's, of course, they're one of the top teams in Region 4. They'll be playing after this Friday night, their next game, I think, against Mercier's Prep. But there's an opportunity for Connie to really make a headline, to really make a showing.
Absolutely, it's a really big game for us, and every week is like the most important game of the year. And that's just how it is in a conference.
Seems like it.
But they're undefeated in the conference right now. So we lost one game in the conference. So obviously we want to win this game in a bad way. It puts us in a position. Well, hey, what if they beat Mercier's Prep, and then you never know. Then we have a share of a title type thing. So you never know what's going to happen. So we just take it one game at a time. But again, this is a big game. They also they have 5 wins right now. So that gives us a lot of computer points as far as the Ohio playoffs go.
Absolutely.
So you're never out of it there. You beat them and a team like Grand Valley, next thing you know, you slide in the playoffs. So, and that's all looking ahead a little bit, but this game is the most important game. There's a lot of things that this game gives us. It gives us a good opportunity to have a winning season. To get over that 500 mark. So there's a lot of things riding on this game. I think it's huge that we won the last 2 weeks the way we won, because it gives our kids that confidence of, we're not just barely beating some of these teams. We had good, solid victories, not turning over the ball, playing clean football, stopping the running game. So I think it's a good direction.
And we talked a little bit about they have a lot of returning players, some good solid players that were starters last year. Lucas Fulmer, their quarterback, Lee Barney, their running back, and a few others. A few other underclassmen, too, that really stepped up. And, of course, a couple of big linemen there like Ryan Kraszewski. But what's the kind of thing you have to watch out for against the Huskies? I mean, when you watch the films, what are they doing for the most part?
You know, they're a team that, like I said, they got that big tailback there, Lee Barney, and they like to give him the ball, and they want to run the ball with him and get their majority of their yards in that manner. And he's not a big play guy, but he's a consistent, I'm going to get yards, and he's a big kid that's hard to take down. And then if they get you to focus on him, that's when they hit you with some kind of play action pass or a big play down the field where they're trying to throw the ball to some of their young receivers. Like I know they got a kid that's 6'3", and he's a freshman, but you know that they want to get the ball down and use Fulmer's arm to throw the ball downfield a little bit and get a couple big plays.
Yeah, with Lee Barney, he's only 5'8", but 190 pounds. That's a big package down low to take care of him.
Absolutely. We told our guys we better start tackling low this week. You know, we can't tackle him up around the shoulders.
You don't have a choice on that one, I think. Any weaknesses that you see that? I mean, they're a pretty good, solid football team, but you could see against Fort LaBeouf, they were able to hold them without any offensive output, really.
Yeah, you know, I think it's another game where our defensive front is quick, you know, and I think if we could use our quickness and speed to get into the backfield and get to a kid like Lee Barney before he gets going, I think that could put us in a good situation. And a lot of their pass routes are pass routes that they throw the ball downfield. So if we can get to the quarterback before he has time to throw it or to set up, I think that puts us in a good situation. And defensively, they run the ball well. You know, they're a good sized team and they're quick. They have fast flow. So if we can hit some things where we can counter back and hit them to the weak side a little bit, you know, that would be a good thing for us.
Well, you know, your defensive line has done a heck of a job several times this year, but especially the last 2 weeks of grabbing control of the line of scrimmage and holding it throughout the whole game. So hopefully, with good luck, they'll do that this week. Yeah,
and that's what kind of we're counting on, and we're trying to pump those guys up and let them know that, you know, anytime you win the line of scrimmage, it puts us in a good situation. So offensively, defensively, and that's where our leadership's at, is on the offense and defensive line. So if we can win up front, it's going to put us in a good spot.
Coach, best of luck to beat the Huskies.
Thank you.
And we'll be there watching from up in the booth, and really look forward to it. You've been listening to another edition of the Chris Brecht State Farm Insurance Coaches Show on 1360 WOW.